Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. My name is Joseph James, schooltrade.com. Today's your live film recap for August 9th, 2010. Guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you guys wore that sunblock out there. Make sure you hit that SPF on, right? Before we talk about the trades we took today, though, I want to remind you guys, if you watch the video on the blog, there's a bunch of great stuff in the blog, guys. You've got your search topics, right? Search for any different topic you guys want more information about. Don't forget about that friendly lady, right? She's your live support. You've got YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, guys. Lots of stuff in the right side column there. And below that, of course, is our follow me button. Guys, you want to make sure you get all the fresh updates here, guys. As soon as stuff is put on the blog, you want to follow this blog. So make sure you're following the blog, guys. If you can't follow the blog, the next best thing is to make sure you're a member of our newsletter. The newsletter is right below that list of followers, guys. Just scroll on down and make sure you guys sign up for the newsletter. That way you know every trade call, every article, every video that's posted in the blog, guys. It'll be right there for you live in real time. Now, we had another great day, guys. No losing trades today. We've had a couple days where we've had some kind of a slow start, but today was a pretty good day, though. 82 ticks, 820 USD. We took a couple trades on crude, a couple trades on gold. Didn't see much else elsewhere today. We'll go over that here in a second, though. But, of course, weekly total now, 82 ticks for the week. That brings our monthly total now to $8,500, right? So 850 ticks for the month. And, of course, we're just shy of 15,000 here, guys, for the year so far. I'm sorry, 115,000 for the year of 2010. We'll keep you guys posted, guys. We've still got 1, 2, 3 full weeks of this month here, guys. The summer's long, as you guys know, right? What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, of course, Monday mornings are expected to be slow, right? Summertime month of August, we expect Monday mornings to be a little bit slow, right? The same reason why you and I can't get out of bed in the morning on Monday is the same reason why traders can't get out of bed on Monday mornings as well. So we expect to have a slow start to Monday morning. Now, a little bit different this week. We had FOMC day on Tuesday this week. Now, as you guys normally see, FOMC days on Wednesdays, right? Well, this, of course, a little bit different. It's going to be a short FOMC meeting today. Now, normally, again, what will happen is they're going to have the FOMC meeting begin on Tuesday, and then they're going to release on Wednesday. We've got everything happening tomorrow on Tuesday. Okay, so big event tomorrow at 2:15. So that, of course, probably had something to do with the fact that we're a little bit lower volume today. But we noticed a couple of things, guys, and we took some time this morning to learn about them, which was the use of channels. Right, we saw channels now. And of course, guys, channels are a really good, strong sign of low volume markets. Right now, channels may look good, right? They may look very friendly, but channels can be a little bit more difficult than meets the eye. We talked about that in our webinar this afternoon. And guys, don't forget, if you have questions about channels, go to the blog right now and search for channels on the blog, and you'll see all the videos, all the articles we've done on how to trade a channel. Now, of course, we also saw crude and gold both coming off highs. Now, the tough part today was what you'll see here next on crude, and that was both the gold and the crude here were kind of slipping down this slippery slope here, coming off highs. So here was the crude oil here this morning. And so you can see here, this is where the price action kind of became a little more difficult here. And you'll notice here on crude, again, on the left side of your screen here, here's the crude. This is my 34 range chart. So my 34 range chart, as you can imagine, is going to be similar to a 10-minute, right, to a 15-minute chart here on the crude. So a very slow time frame. But now what I want you guys to see here, though, is a couple key components. Now notice how we're getting lower highs, right, lower lows, right, as we come down. Okay, so what's happening right now is, if you guys recall from last week, we were trading up top here, guys, on crude, right? Trading up top here on crude last week, and now here we now come in, right, tumbling now to the downside. Okay. Now the problem was this. The problem was that seeing this, right, seeing this wedge pattern here on crude, and then seeing lower highs, we didn't really get a very good job of it, right? We couldn't really pick up on a channel here on my slower time frame, even though we did see those lower highs here. And one would think, obviously, now that this would be a good channel. But we didn't pick up on it right away on the 34 range. So what we did was we moved over to my 13 range, a faster time frame chart. And, of course, my 13 range chart now I can really begin to see kind of where our trading entries will be here. And, of course, this is a channel. So how do we trade a channel? We trade a channel almost exactly the same as we trade a sideways market. Right? So here's my channel high, here's my channel low, and I'm going to, of course, now look to buy these lows, right? Or look to sell the highs. Okay, so buy the lows of the channel or sell the highs, right? Very similar to a sideways wedge or to any sideways trading range. We talked about this, right? All the different aspects of trading a channel today in our webinar. So make sure you guys come in for our webinars, whether you're a guest or a member, guys, and we'll teach you guys all about how to trade channels. So we want to sell the highs and buy the lows of the channel. And you can see here on my 13 range trade, this is pretty much where all of our trading came in today. It was right here. We found ourselves at the high of the channel. And of course, we found ourselves looking to sell the highs. And then you can see what happened was, right, if you sold these highs here, which we did, we sold the highs right there. It then came down and then broke right back out again. We then bought the lows. So this channel, of course, gave us all of our trading opportunities today on crude. All right, now again, go to the blog, search for channel, and you'll see a lot more about how we use these channels, of course, every day in our trading. All right, but that was crude. So now let's see what level is this. Right, we've got here 81.60 and 81.40. Right, 81.60, 81.40. So we're looking to sell around 81.60, looking to buy above 81.40. All right, so this, of course, gave us our 2 trades on crude today, knowing how to trade this channel. So, of course, here we are. Left side of your screen, obviously, here is my 13 range chart. Now, 13 range chart, guys, remember, this is going to be similar to a 3-minute, right? Maybe a 5-minute chart, okay, here on the crude. Okay, so a 13 range is a 3-minute to a 5-minute chart. Remember, here's that top, right? Here's the top of that wedge, right? The top of that channel. And so here we are. We're going to come up. We're going to bounce off the highs here. This is also the high of day. It was also the high of the channel. And so now when we break back to the downside, mark up your swing low, right? And take your break below that swing low. Now that was the first move down. Okay, this was below 81.27. Now guys, as you recall, our initial entry here was below 27. But what didn't we see? We didn't see momentum where it needed to be, right? Momentum was pointing up. Actually, where it was actually oversold, right? Momentum all the way down here, you can see momentum was oversold. And we knew that getting in short on a momentum that's oversold like that, it can curl right back up against us and make our lives miserable. So what we had to do was we had to wait for momentum to really confirm here. And so we missed the initial move down. So we missed the initial move down. I then see another swing low here. And I say, you know what, guys? This would be another great opportunity to take this trade short now below the 81 even. Now, finally here, we had momentum, of course, curled over and pointing down here. So finally now we had our entry. Now, of course, what we had to do, though, was make sure all of our rules lined up, make sure we had good speed, make sure everything lined up perfectly. So the first move, even though we see the first move worked out, it didn't line up with our rules. So I skipped the first move. Right? Then, of course, 15, 20 minutes later, we see another move here now below 81 even. There's my 80.99 for my fill. Now, guys, you can see here, I used the wrong ATM strategy. At the time, I was looking for a reversal for a scalp trade, and I forgot to go back and change my ATM strategy. All right, guys, so what this should have been here, this should have been one profit target at 75, all right, and then move your stop down to entry. But instead of taking a profit target at 75, using the wrong ATM strategy, I got filled here at +4 and then +8. Okay, so I locked in pretty much the exact same amount of profit here, right? We still got our 17 ticks, but you can see though, guys, I used the wrong ATM strategy. All right, now what can you do to make sure you don't do that? Same thing. Make sure, of course, you're always checking that ATM strategy before you enter the trade. All right, now as an educator, I sometimes have too much going on, right? I'm trying to answer too many questions, so I'll use the wrong ATM strategy. Learn from this mistake, guys, right? As a day trader, you should not be making that same mistake. All right, guys, use the correct ATM strategy. Learn from my mistake here, guys. So we took $170 out of a trade here that really could have made us probably twice as much. But the problem was low volume, momentum being oversold. We really never had a strong confirmation as far as where that entry would be. And so, of course, once we did finally get that, right, we took the trade and we made our money. Now, once we got out of the trade, you can see here it bounced right back up. And this is going to be our next trade here now. Right, now that we break out above the wedge, this will be our next trade. Okay, so we sold the high of the wedge. Now if we break out above the wedge, remember, I need to look for a swing high level. Now this is one thing, guys, when it comes to a breakout of a channel. Okay, so here's your here's your channel.